She thought her last name could save her. It couldn't. What happened next in that Rhode Island courtroom? It broke her. Completely. And honestly, she had it coming. Because when you're texting about happy hour while a 61-year-old woman lies bleeding in a school crosswalk, the woman who just saved a 6-year-old's life by taking the hit meant for her, you don't get to walk away clean. Not in Judge Caprio's court. This is about the moment privilege died. And it died ugly. Beat Kendall Whitfield walked into that courtroom like she owned it. Designer bag, perfect hair. That smile, the kind that says, "Do you know who my father is?" Yeah. We knew. Theodore Whitfield, Congressman, 14 years. Judiciary Committee. The kind of guy who makes things disappear with a phone call. But here's what Kendall didn't understand. Judge Frank Caprio doesn't take phone calls. She actually laughed. Right there in court. 80-year-old judge looking at her, and she's rolling her eyes like this is detention. Is this supposed to scare me? My father's Congressman Whitfield. This'll be dismissed by lunch. Her attorney went pale. Gallery went silent. And Judge Caprio? He didn't raise his voice, didn't lose his cool. He just leaned forward and said 4 words. 4 words that erased that smile forever. Pause. Show me the video. Beat. November 12th, 3:22 p.m. St. Catherine's Elementary. School's letting out. Kids everywhere. Backpacks. Laughter. Parents waiting. Miss Patty's at her post. Patricia Giordano. 23 years as a crossing guard. Same corner. Same yellow vest. Same wave to every single kid. 6-year-old Emma Vasquez steps into the crosswalk. Pigtails bouncing, first grader energy, going home. White car comes flying around the corner, 47 miles per hour, 15 mile per hour zone. Miss Patty sees it. She knows instantly. That car isn't stopping. 3 seconds to decide. She pushes Emma hard. Kid goes tumbling to the curb. Backpack flying, screaming but alive. And Miss Patty takes the full hit. The sound on that security footage, metal meeting bone. You hear it once. You never forget it. Her body hits the hood, rolls up the windshield, falls. The car drags her 14 feet before stopping. Pause. Now, here's the part that makes your blood cold. The car sits there. 3 seconds, 4, 5. Then the brake lights come on. The car reverses, drives around Miss Patty's body lying in the road, and speeds away. Beat Kendall's face went from smug to ghost white in about 2 seconds flat. The video kept playing, teachers running, kids screaming, Emma on the curb with her hands over her face. And the judge, he wasn't done. Miss Whitfield, you stopped. The video shows you stopped. You had 5 seconds to get out and help. Instead, you reversed and drove around a woman bleeding in the street. I didn't see... You stopped. You had to see her to drive around her. Comment, accountability, if this is hitting you right now. Beat, but wait, gets worse. Judge Caprio pulls out her phone records, obtained through warrant. Let me read you what Kendall was texting at 3:22 p.m. OMG, this traffic is killing me. I'm gonna be so late for drinks. Friend responds, LOL, just drive faster. That text, sent at 3:22:14. Impact with Miss Patty? 3:22:17. 3 seconds later. Pause. And here's what she texted 8 minutes after she hit Miss Patty and drove away. Finally out of that school zone nightmare, see you in 20. School zone nightmare. Not, I just hit someone. Not, I need help. Drinks with friends. That's what mattered. Beat. The mom stood up, Rosa Vasquez, Emma's mother, 32 years old but looking 50 today. Her voice shook, but she didn't break. That woman almost killed my baby. Miss Patty saw the car coming and pushed Emma out of the way, took the hit herself. My daughter has nightmares every night. She's 6 years old. She asks me every single day if Miss Patty's going to die. Rosa turned to Kendall directly. You stopped. You saw her lying there bleeding, and you drove around her body. My daughter was watching. Emma keeps asking me why the lady didn't help. Why didn't she call 911? I don't have an answer, because there isn't one that makes sense. Pause. That's when Kendall Whitfield broke. The smirk disappeared. The arrogance evaporated. She stood up, legs shaking, hands clasped like she's praying. Please, Your Honor, please. I didn't know she was saving a child. I'm sorry. Please don't send me to prison. Please. Begging. On her feet, tears streaming. I'll do anything. Community service, house arrest, anything. Please. I'm begging you. And Judge Caprio waited. Let that silence hang there. Heavy. Suffocating. Then he spoke. 30 seconds ago you were laughing in my face. Now you're begging. That's not remorse, Miss Whitfield. That's fear. Beat. Remorse would have stopped the car. Remorse would have made you help Miss Patty instead of driving around her body. Remorse would have made you call 911 instead of texting about drinks. Pause. You didn't cry when you hit her. You didn't beg when you drove around her broken body. You started begging when you realized your father couldn't make this disappear. And here's where it gets nuclear. Turns out, Daddy tried to fix it. Congressman Whitfield called the chief judge. Tried to get the case transferred to a different judge. One he'd helped appoint. Judge who maybe felt grateful. Judge who might go easy. Chief judge shut it down. Memo said, request denied. Judge Caprio assigned due to need for unimpeachable integrity. Caprio looked at the congressman sitting in the gallery. You sit on the Judiciary Committee. You know that attempting to influence case assignments is potentially criminal. The House Ethics Committee will be notified. Congressman stood up, angry. I was ensuring my daughter received a fair hearing. You were trying to buy her freedom with your position. That's not fairness. That's corruption. Sit. Down, sir. Speak again without permission, and I'll have you removed for contempt. The congressman sat. His wife wouldn't even look at him. Beat. The sentence came down hard. Bail revoked. Remanded immediately. Felony charges in Superior Court. No early release consideration. $400,000 in restitution. From Kendall personally. Not Daddy's money. Lifetime driving ban. And this, for as long as she's in prison, she has to write Miss Patty one letter every month, detailing her rehabilitation, her understanding of what she did. Miss Patty can read them or burn them. Her choice. But Kendall has to write them. Officer approached with handcuffs. Daddy. Kendall turned to her father. The congressman didn't move. Couldn't save her, not this time. All that power, all those connections. 14 years of influence. Meaningless. She was led away in handcuffs, still crying, still looking back. Pause. But here's the thing about real stories. They don't end at the dramatic moment. They keep going. Beat Kendall Whitfield got 5 years. Superior Court. All charges. Pleaded guilty because the evidence was overwhelming. 3-year minimum before parole consideration. Her father, House Ethics Committee censured him. Formal rebuke. Made national news. Next election. Lost his seat by 12 points. Exit polls showed voters cited abuse of power and protecting his daughter instead of protecting children. The irony? The congressman built his career on family values and protecting children. Lost everything because his daughter nearly killed a child, and he tried to cover it up. Beat. Miss Patty took that $400,000 in restitution and created the Crossing Guard Angels Fund. Safety equipment for crossing guards across Rhode Island. 14 months after the accident, she returned to St. Catherine's Elementary, walking with a cane now. Some days the pain's so bad she can barely stand. But she walked back. Her first day. Every kid in that school lined up. Teachers crying, parents cheering. Emma Vasquez, now 7, healthy, alive, ran to her first. Miss Patty, you came back. Patty knelt down, wincing through the pain, and hugged her tight. Of course I came back, honey. This is where I belong. Pause. The letters from prison started hollow. Generic apologies. Checking boxes. Prison counselor sent them back. Made her rewrite them. Letter 6 was different. Real. I watched the video again. I made myself watch it. I saw myself hit you. I saw your body roll across my hood. I saw you fall. I saw myself stop, and then I saw myself drive away. I don't know who that person was, but it was me. I can't pretend it wasn't. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I don't deserve that. I just want you to know I see it now. I see what I did. And I'm trying to make sure that person never exists again. Beat, Miss Patty wrote back. 1 page. I believe you're trying. That's more than I expected. Keep trying. That's all any of us can do. Kendall kept that letter under her pillow. Read it every night. Pause. They passed a law. Patty's Law. Unanimous vote. Both parties agreed for once. Mandatory minimums for hit and run in school zones. Texting while driving near schools became automatic felony. Enhanced penalties for fleeing when the victim was protecting children. Governor signed it at St. Catherine's Elementary. Miss Patty standing next to him, leaning on her cane, smiling. Emma holding her hand. Beat, Judge Caprio keeps a photo on his desk. Miss Patty surrounded by kids on her first day back, all of them hugging her. Emma grinning at the camera. Underneath, in his handwriting, "This is what a hero looks like." He looks at it when cases frustrate him, when arrogance walks through his doors, when people with money and power think they're untouchable. He looks at Patricia Giordano, 61 years old, walking with a cane, surrounded by children she spent 23 years protecting. And he remembers why it matters. Why accountability matters. Why no name, no matter how powerful, is bigger than justice. Long pause. Kendall Whitfield thought her last name would save her. It didn't. Miss Patty saved a child's life and nearly lost her own. She's the hero. The 6-year-old who's alive today, she's the miracle. The mother who gets to tuck her daughter in every night, she's the grateful one. And Kendall, she's the reminder that consequences don't care about your last name. That privilege has an expiration date. That when you think you're above the rules, reality has a way of bringing you back down, hard. If this story hit you, drop a comment. Tell me what you thought. And if you think justice should apply to everyone equally, no exceptions, hit that subscribe button. Because stories like this, they need to be told, not to shame, not to celebrate someone's downfall, but to remember. To remember that heroes wear yellow vests and stand on street corners protecting kids. To remember that one split-second decision to save instead of run, to stay instead of flee. That decision defines who we really are. Miss Patty made her choice in 3 seconds. Kendall made hers in 5. One chose sacrifice, the other chose escape. And that difference, that's everything.